Hi, this is Kathy Riley from the Beekman Library. Today is STEAM Explorers, and we're going to be making our very own biosphere. Um, Biosphere is one of the four spheres that surround the Earth. So when you learn about the Earth, you learn about the lithosphere, which is the actual Earth part with the rocks and the deeper in the crust and the inside of the planet. The biosphere is where all life lives, so it can range from the bottom of the oceans, where there's different fish, different creatures, all the way up to, say, the top of Mount Everest. Anywhere where we see life. The third sphere is the hydrosphere, which is the water. Anything to do with water is the hydrosphere. And then the fourth sphere we all know is the atmosphere, and that's the sky and the clouds. And within each layer there are other sublayers, but those are the four main spheres. So today we're going to make our own little biosphere, and it has its lithosphere, and then it has its range where there's life with the plants. It has a hydrosphere because it has the water in there, and it also has an atmosphere with the top. Usually Miss Amory is with me when we have STEAM Explorers, and last month we made art bots, but because we're doing things digitally, we kind of have to do it separately until we can work another method out. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'm gonna move outside because it's kind of a messy project, and you can do it in your kitchen, but since it's somewhat okay out today, I'm gonna go outside and put it together out there. So I'll see you outside. Here are some of the supplies that you'll need for this project. You'll need a little bit of potting mix, probably no more than a cup. You'll need a little trinket. You could find we found a little horse, but if you have any other animals, you just have to make sure that it will fit in the jar. A very clean glass jar. If you have some gravel or some rocks, that would be good for the bottom. I have a house plant that I divided, so I have a little piece that I'm going to put in the jar. It has to be small enough that it will fit in the jar. And if you have it, horticultural charcoal is what helps keep the moisture down inside our little biosphere. And you also need to add water. You don't need a watering can, but we definitely need to add water. So we're gonna get started. So here we have our complete biosphere. We put about a 1 inch of gravel in the bottom. Then we put a little bit of charcoal on top. I would say about a ½ inch. If you don't have the charcoal, don't worry. The only thing different you'll have to do for the biosphere is just leave the cap off of the jar, because it will need more airflow. Then we put maybe about 2 to 3 inches of soil. Just make sure you have enough room as you're going up the jar, that you have room for your plant. My plant was a little tall, but it will actually end up growing in there. And then when you put the plant in, make sure the roots are going down, not bent back upward. And then put your little trinket in there, and then water good, so you can see the bottom has a nice water level. It doesn't have to be waterlogged. It should be kind of just staying in the bottom. And then if you have your charcoal in there, you can put your lid on. If not, just leave it open and see what happens. What's going to happen is actually the plant will drink the water, but then extra water will evaporate, and then it will actually drip down the sides when it forms condensation and go back into the system. So here we have our completed biosphere. Hope you were able to make one. I just want to mention that scientists have been studying biospheres. They've set up some controlled environments in different locations. There's a big one out in Arizona. It's called the Biosphere 2. It's been around since the 1970s. I think I actually remember learning about it when I was in school. But there's others too. There's if you go to some of the links that will be after this video, you can learn a lot more about them. They're really pretty interesting. They're very controlled systems. They're not interacting with the outside world, and I guess they're just contained. That's the only way I could describe them. Some of them actually even have big domes around the top of them. Some of them are open to the atmosphere. But if you get a chance, take a look because they're really pretty interesting. And there's also there's one movie on Canopy. It's called The Biosphere for middle schoolers. And there's 2 books on Hoopla. If you want to learn more, especially about the biosphere too. So check out those websites. And next month we'll be making rainbow slime, and I will post the ingredients on the calendar about a week before. And thanks for watching, and happy biosphering.